From Genesis to Revelation, the Bible is a narrative of God's fatherhood. It's the story about a God who calls himself a father before he ever created Adam. He was a father. And he has been about adopting a fatherless people from the very beginning. In Psalm 68:5 and verse 6, the psalmist writes that God is a father to the fatherless, a defender of widows, and that he puts the lonely in families. As Christians, the Bible tells us we are adopted, literally adopted into God's family through our faith in Jesus Christ and what he accomplished through his sinless life, his shed blood on Calvary's cross, his death, his resurrection, and his ascension back to glory as he sits at the right hand of the Father. It's through him and through what God did through his son Jesus that we are adopted and brought back into the family of God. It was this powerful day called Orphan Sunday that this one pastor did in this very small, obscure, unseen church in the middle of Zambia. On this day, they were to look out in their community, look into the church, and identify the orphans and bring something for them to bless them. And it was such a powerful moment when these very impoverished people came, and some who had shoes on took their shoes off and put that in the offering plate. I remember one very old lady who brought this huge head of cabbage, and she put that in the offering plate. And later they would split that cabbage head in half and give it to two families who had nothing to eat, two child-headed households full of orphans. I was so moved by that as I came back on that long flight. I prayed to God and I said, Lord, what have I seen? What kind of sacrifice was demonstrated by these impoverished believers, that they were willing to do what seemed to be more than they were able for these children? And the Lord, he's so good. He just spoke to my heart. And he said, imagine the glory to my name if my people, my church, would come together on one day with one voice for one purpose, to look after the orphan. When he's saying that, he's revealing his own heart. He said, imagine the glory of my name. This is who I am. I am a father to the fatherless. If my people will join me and go, I will meet that orphan where they are and I'll provide for them. Over the next couple of years, Martha, Cameron, who's with me here today, we walked out this idea of Orphan Sunday. We visited churches, we shared the idea with pastors, and it was amazing. All of them would say, we have no resources, we don't know what we can do, but we feel like God is calling us to do this. So they would gather the children, and God would show up. He would bless the hands of those who were there. He would provide for these children. So it was a powerful time to see this movement birthed. And so I share that with you because that is the Father's heart. He has been active in pursuing orphans with his love and really the gospel of Jesus Christ to draw them back into his family.